So very good morning students. So welcome back again our first year class. So in this first year, let us actually, in the previous class we finished about a law of conservation of energy. In this law of conservation of energy, we verified a freely falling body. In case of a freely falling body, there is a question is completed. That is for a freely falling body, verification of freely falling body. So in that verification of freely falling body, the total energy will be TE is equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. See that here it is the verification again. Again we have to take the verification. In this verification, now in case of a vertically projected, it is actually not required. So in case of a vertically projected body, right? See the vertically projected body, the body projected vertically up. Now again we have to verify the total energy. Of course the energy will be remains constant, so that the body projected up vertically up with velocity u, so that the body reaches to the maximum height. At a maximum height, final velocity becomes 0 and it reaches to the certain maximum height, and during the path we should verify the total energy, that is the sum of potential and sum of kinetic energy. I want to tell you again, you divide as 3 parts, like see this, you say from the ground, now you say it is a x, you say, and this remain part is, you say, h minus x. So this is about a, like this you take and you verify the total energy at a point A and total energy at a point B, total energy at a point C. It is not required for the IPE examination. Only freely falling case, only important for the IPE. So let us now, you take a point A. At a point A is equal to potential energy at a point A and kinetic energy at a point A. At point A you take, this is the point A. Now let us I want to tell you, that is about a potential energy at a point A. So that here potential energy is equal to mgh, but of course there is no height, then potential energy will be 0. And coming to the kinetic energy, you take, it is projected up with velocity u, so that you say v. Kinetic energy at a point A is equal to half mu square. Now this potential energy and kinetic energy, now you substitute at a point A, that is potential energy is 0 and kinetic energy will be like this. At A is equal to half, it is in the form of total energy, it is in the form of half mu square. At a point A is half mu square, and you go for the point B. Here also you verify the total energy. If equal to this, therefore the path will be the same. Now let us see, you go for the second, that is to be, we can say at a point B, that is B, you take total energy at a point B is equal to potential energy at a point B and kinetic energy at a point B. Therefore potential energy at a point B is mgh, but this distance is travelled is equal to, you say, x. So here you write h is equal to x. The potential energy will be mgx at a point B, and you take a similar kinetic energy half v square. But at this point v is not equal to 0, no? So v will be there at an a b point. So you find a v, that is using v square minus u square is equal to 2as, and v square is equal to u square, it is minus 2g x because distance is travelled is equal to, you say, and it is projected vertically opposite to the gravity, then you say minus g. Now you suppose replace this v square with this terms. Kinetic energy at a point B is equal to half m u square minus 2g x. So kinetic energy at a point B is equal to half m u square minus 1 by 2 m into 2g x, 2 to cancel. So kb is equal to half mu square minus mg. This is the kinetic energy at a point B. Now we know kinetic energy and potential energy at a point B. Now this 2 substitute in the B. Therefore total energy at a point B is equal to, that is mgh plus 1 by 2 mu square minus mg, I think it is h, you say it is x, here it is, you take a x, here it is x, so mgx is cancelled, then it is becomes half mu square. So till a point b, the energy remains same, because half mu square and as well as half mu square. In the same way, get at a point C also. At point C, the energy will be at a point C is equal to, it is the potential energy and kinetic energy. Of course, the body reaches to the maximum height now, so that the height becomes mgh, no doubt. But whereas the kinetic energy at a point C will be v square, but v is nothing but at a maximum height velocity 0 no, then you take kinetic energy is equal to half m0 square, then it is become 0. Now this you substitute here, it is mgh plus 0, but Tc is equal to mgh. But we know maximum height relation, that is h is equal to u square by 2g no, this is you take here h. So total energy at a point C, mg into u square by 2g, so that g cancel, then therefore the total energy will be at a point C is equal to half m u square. Therefore all energies A is equal to B is equal to C is remains constant. That's what here law of conservation of energy is nothing but the energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but the total energy remains constant, either in the form of a potential energy or in the form of a kinetic energy. That's what it is. In case of a vertically projected, the total energy will be in the form of kinetic energy. So, and you remember, when projected up, therefore height is gradually increases, whereas the velocity decreases because of the body projected against the gravity. So that the gravity acting on the body, therefore our speed is reduces, and at a one point is becomes 0. That's what we can call potential energy increases and the kinetic energy decreases. Therefore there is a loss in kinetic energy is equal to gain in potential energy. Loss in potential energy is equal to gain in kinetic energy. This is about in case of a vertically projected. Of course it is not required to read, but remember everyone. But because it is having both the cases, one is freely falling body and one more is the vertically projected body. So this is the relations related to the both freely and vertically projected. Now the conservation of energy is over. See, in this, the chapter name again I am telling you, the chapter name will be work, power, energy. Of course work is over, and related to the work we finished all related applications, and as well as the energies. That energies are nothing but a kinetic energy, and as well as the potential energy, and as well as the law of conservation of energy also finished. So simple. Energy is nothing but a capacity to do work. Energy in the sense is capacity to do work. That is about a energy. Now in the chapter work, energy finished. There is another one is there, that is about a power. We'll see the power. Yeah, you go for the power. So work, power, energy, and that you take a power. See, power in the sense is P. First I would like to tell you, power is nothing but a scalar. Energy also scalar, and work also scalar. These all are scalars only, because these all are product of two vectors. Product of two vectors which gives a scalar, or dot product of any two vector is a scalar. Sir, what is power? See, power in the sense is, it is actually rate of doing work. Rate in the sense time, with respect to time, that we can say rate of doing work, or we can say work done by the time. We can call as the power. We can also call as the power is a W by T, which we can say like this. Work done by time. In simple, it is a scalar. You write here, it is a scalar, and here work done we know F dot S we can also write here. And before that I'll tell you one thing, units for this work done power unit is, we know in CGS system that is work is erg per second, and here MKS or SI system it is a joule per second. Joule per second is nothing but we can call as a watt, right? Therefore 1 watt is equal to 1 joule by 1 second. That mean here watt is defined as, its definition of watt, it is a 1 joule of work is said to be done in a 1 second. The statement for the watt is defined as, it is the 1 joule of work is said to be done in a 1 second is nothing but we can call as the watt. So the watts is the unit of power. In general there is another unit is there that we can say practical unit that we can say horsepower, HP. Horsepower, in general horsepower is to be, it is a we can measure in the like vehicles are measured in the horsepower, that we can say cranes, like four wheelers. Yes, for that we will see the unit is we will say the unit is in horsepowers, that 740 horsepowers, like that we have. So that there is another one is there, that is 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watts. So this is the practical unit. Clear? It is about a power, and here a dimensional formula for a power is DMF, which is equal to, we know work done ml square t power minus 2 by time t. So that ml square t power minus 3, this is the dimensional formula of a power. It is completely related to what? It is, we can also call average power. Yes, we can also call it as average power. This is the related to average power. And there is another power is there that we can say instantaneous power. Instantaneous power. So that the power at a time of power we can call as the instantaneous power. So that you take a instantaneous power will be, say power INST is equal to, we can take work done by time. Therefore power INST is equal to F dot S by T. So S dot S by T is nothing but a speed or velocity. Therefore power instantaneous becomes, it is, we can say F dot V. See, the dot product of velocity vector and force vector is a scalar. The power instantaneous is defined as, it is the dot product of force vector and velocity vector is nothing but a power instantaneous. So we can also write power INST is equal to FV cos theta. This is about a power instantaneous. So like this we have the powers. So this is related to power, and in this power again we have some applications. So before application we can also write like this, power is equal to dW by dt. Also we can, the rate of doing work, power is nothing but a rate of doing work, we can call as the power. And here let us in this case in this I'll tell you some applications related to the power. On these applications we have some problems also which are very important for the examination, because in this chapter they will ask you one LAQ, no? So just now we finished about a law of conservation of energy. For that they will ask you one problem also, because our paper contains in that LAQs, one they will give you question that is related to the theoretical base, and one more they will give you problematic. That's what in LAQ A and B will be there. A will be the question and answer and B will be the problematic. So mostly the problems will come on the basis of power only. That's what I'll tell you. The power in this power applications, there is one application related to the power. Here coming to the power applications, this is a first application I would like to tell you. Suppose you know gun, So the gun related problems. Suppose when a gun is firing the bullets, you take a machine gun. If a gun fires say n number of bullets, see, therefore number of bullets you take, there is a capital N number of bullets are fired by the gun in a time of t seconds. So n is equal to capital N by t. We can number of bullets per second, we can say like this. So the power of a gun, so is asking power of a gun, power is equal to work done by time. Therefore the gun firing a bullet of mass, you say bullet of mass is m, and which moving with a speed is v, we can say which moving with a speed is v. Therefore bullet of mass is m and it is moving with a speed is v. Therefore the gun fires the n number of bullets per second or in a time t. Therefore power is equal to, here the bullet is moving, no, therefore there is a work is said to be done, the work done which is in the form of a kinetic energy, because the moving body possesses the usually kinetic energy. So you take, it is a power is equal to, instead of work you say kinetic energy by it is time, you would say number of bullets are n. So the power of the gun is equal to 1 by 2 m v square by t. This is the one application related to the power of the gun. And second relation, suppose you take the second application. In this case, say there is actually, you take a one application, there is a pump we are using, or motor you say, you know, motor to lift the water from the well. So the well, it is the height is, you say, h. By using a motor, actually we are using the motor, therefore by using a motor there will be a water is coming out from the motor, like, so that what happens, the water coming out from the well by using a motor, therefore power of the motor is asking. Actually we are lifting the water from a well of deep is h, therefore there is a work is said to be done which is in the form of a potential energy. For the lifting it is, I am telling, the power of a motor, here a motor power is, we can say P, work done is equal to, we can say by T, but work done which is in the form of a potential energy, that's just lifting. For the lifting purpose you take as the power work done is equal to like this, power is equal to, it is the mgh by T. For the lifting of the water, that from the well of deep is h, well of deep is h. And you coming to the next one, you take after lifting what happens, there will be a flow of water, or the water is coming from the motor, so that the with the speed is v, we can say there is a work is said to be done which is in the form of a both potential and kinetic energy, because it is lifting the water, and after lifting the water flow with the speed is v, therefore work done which is in the form of a like potential, both potential and kinetic energy. Therefore power of the motor, we can say it is by T. So power is equal to P plus K by T. There is a mass of the water lifting, no, then you take power is equal to mgh plus half mv square by T. This is related to the power of the motor. The motor is lifting the water, so that here water lifting, no, mass per unit time also we can take, mass of the water lifting in a unit time we can call. So like this we can say the application. And there is another application there related to the power. It is what it is, actually we can say for the purpose of cranes, usually crane or the motor vehicles, there we will use the power. So generally efficiency of a motor or crane, we can say like this, efficiency of a motor or crane. See, efficiency of a motor or crane, right? Efficiency of a motor or crane. So that here it is, the next application will be like this, efficiency. Generally motors or a crane or the motor vehicles, power or efficiency will be, we can take like this. See, the efficiency will be neta is equal to output power by input power, we can say like this, output power by input power. So it is efficiency. Sometimes he may ask you percentages, so that here we can write n is equal to output P out by Pi. So if is asking percentage, then you multiply with 100. so that the percentage will be like this, P naught by Pi into 100. So that sometimes he may ask you input power, no, P naught by N into 100. So this is the efficiency. You say EFFICIENCY, efficiency of crane or motors. It is the ratio of output power to input power. It is the situation demands, because sometimes they will ask you on the basis of related to the motor or crane. So it is the efficiency is nothing but output power by input power. So like this we have different problems on the basis of power related. On the basis of power related. So that here this is related to what? Power and the work energy, and it is the power is nothing but a rate of doing work. Power is nothing but a rate of doing work. So this is about a power, and we'll see the problems on the basis of power. So we have a problems on the basis of a power also. We'll look at the problems on the basis of power, right? Clear? So this is actually I would like to tell you one problem on the basis of power. Look at one problem in our material which was given. So actually very important problems are there on the basis of power. Yeah, there is a question which is very important question related to the power. That is page number 130, question number 2 on the basis of gun related. Look at your gun related problem. Right, look at the question and read the question. So the given is a machine gun fires 360 bullets per minute. How many bullets are fired? The gun fires the capital N is equal to 360 bullets, and the time is given as 1 minute, that you take as into seconds. T is given as 60 minutes and travels with a velocity 600 meter per second. See, the velocity is given as the bullet is traveling with a velocity of 600 meter per second. So which is very important. IPE it is very important for LAQ. With LAQ they will ask you one question this. If the mass of each bullet is given, mass of bullet is 5 grams is given. So 5 into 10 power minus 3 kg you take. Each bullet, right? 5 grams is given. Find the power of the gun. Of course, power of the gun is asking. So just now we finished about a power related to the machine guns. So that you take a machine gun relation, that is the power is equal to work done by time, or else you directly we can also take power is equal to capital N into half m v square by t. Then is asking power n. How many bullets are fired? 360. 1 by 2. Mass will be 5 into 10 power minus 3 into speed will be 600 whole square by time will be, you take as a 60. 6 zeros cancel, 6 1 6 6 are 2 1s 2 3s are. So power of the gun will be, we can take 3 into 5 into 10 power minus 3 into 600 into 600, right? You also cancel here 1 2 3 minus 3 cancel. So it is P is equal to 3 5s are 15 into 6 6 are 36, like this. So 15 into 36 we may get 5400. It is like this watts. Here if you multiply, and we may get the answer will be like this. So that here it is about a what in watts is given, but sometimes he may ask you kilowatts. 5.4 kilowatt. Kilo in the sense is 1000. So here only 2 zeros are there. No? If you take a kilo, then you put a point between these two. So this is the answer. It is a standard question. No doubt it is a standard question. In the final examination they will ask you. It is a standard one. They will not change you the values also as it is. They will give you the problem with LAQ. Right? You go through this problem. This is the one LAQ related to the power. Right? This is the today's class, and we'll see the next class. Thank you very much.